Hi, Brandon Hardison, President Champion Strategies, with our ongoing workshop on public speaking. Someone told you that you had a great speaking voice and you need to get into public speaking. And then this year has just been so upheaval by the situation, so you don't know where to start. Well, there's some great institutions online, 2 year, 4 year institutions, and overview of communications as a degree with public speaking in there. Or there's some organization that just focuses on public speaking. Either way, a great career change if you have the money to invest. Others of you are already in roles. Maybe you did not want to, didn't fully think of it, but are educators for the first time that their schools are open, especially the middle and high schools. You're in front of our future. You need to make sure they understand what they need to understand to help us out keeping this great country going. Or you're in the workplace, you're a new supervisor or manager, or you heard that you will be. It's November now of 2020. Maybe at the beginning of the year, you take over as a new leader. Remember, managing your job duties is one thing, but managing your human capital is completely different. We must be prepared with confidence to stand in front of people, to sit in front of people, to call a Zoom meeting of people and have them understand, carry out, or you take notes and coach them to their success. And then there are the people that are already public speakers and they're just trying to find them things that are out there. Welcome to. But if you have no money, but have the discipline of practice, what we do at Champion Strategies each and every day is give you some ideas, some thoughts, some tips, some content, and video on what you could be doing with this thing called public speaking. So, with that said, let's get to it for today. Um, got a communication from another person that will be moving up to the managerial ranks and just wanted to find out public speaking. What is it? Where did it come from? How does it affect me? So we're going to do it in a two video series. Public speaking is also called oratory or oration in the process of communication when we're talking about getting information across to a live audience, communicating to a live audience, getting them to move, understand, and implement once they leave this meeting whatever you're trying to get them to do. The type of information communicated is deliberate, it's structured, it's to inform, it's to persuade, and sometimes entertain, whatever it takes to get the message across. Many people fear they suffer from a public speaking weakness and lack the will to master the skill. So, we're going to give you some hints, just like we've always done for people that are out there. Great public speakers consists of three components. Style. Everybody's style is going to be different, and that's okay. Master that style and be consistent with that is both beautiful to hear and to read your content that you have with that. Two, the second component, substance. maybe your content, maybe your information is stronger than your style. Well, that's all right. The information is what you want them to understand, what you want them to know to go back and start implementing. So that's good if that's your strongest component of this three speaker consistency. So, style, substance, and then impact. How can I change opinion? How can I change hearts and minds? How impactful as an orator can I be to get them to go do what I say? The importance of public speaking is one of the most skills that an individual can learn. For example, consider the momentum impact that follows a two-part speech. And what do I mean by that? And you can research. If you go back and just play the YouTube of Franklin Delano Roosevelt's Pearl Harbor address to the nation. Remember, it happened on December 7th of 1941 with the Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor out in Hawaii. That was the beginning of this so-called air quotes surprise attack. But the following day, our president, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, delivered an electrifying speech. Now remember, he's talking to the nation, declaring war on Japan and assuring Americans that the United States would achieve victory. Imagine going back with your great family members, hearing that at that time. The uneasiness for many American families, not knowing what the world was going to change to. The reaction of Congress solidified a very real and very emotional delivered speech. The speech brings every criticism of our past history into front motion. That was a great speech. And another one was Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech that he gave in Washington after the march that the people did take and they met at the mall. Now, that speech, if you go back and read that or listen to that speech, there was a whole lot of moving parts, especially when we're talking about civil rights, but equal treatment, making sure that this country's leaders are held accountable, and then telling the world what they need to do to ensure that the United States will keep what they promised in writing. Now, if you go back and listen to those two speeches, you'll learn a lot about what I mean, how impactful anybody as a public speaker can be, whether it's your oratory or whether it's your content or a combination of both. Can you get the people to take it to the next level and go back and implement, go back and do, go back and assess what you're asking them to do? You see, the importance of public speaking, especially in business, falls on us getting what we need from that bottom line. All hands on deck meeting, to an internal department meeting, to making presentations to the public on what your business is about to do. So when we speak of leadership, when we speak of people that are in business or in education or anywhere where you're in front of people to get them to move, make sure that your style is you. Make sure your content is clear. And can you get the people to get excited? Can you put that explosion pattern into them? If you can do all three of those, you're doing well. Once again, Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, with our public workshop information for today. And as always, in parting, you go out and make it a championship.